Hello, this is Ray Edwards once again from learncopy.com and webcopywriting.com with another installment of copywriting tips and tricks. In this segment, we're going to be looking at 10 ways in which you can start an internet sales letter. The first sentence of an internet sales letter is like a hook. It must grab the reader's attention and lead them into reading the entire letter. According to copywriter Joseph Sugarman, he said that the purpose of the first sentence of a sales letter is to get the reader to read the next sentence. And the purpose of the second sentence, well, is to get the reader to read the third sentence. This becomes even more crucial on the internet than in print, since attention spans online are very short indeed. Now, there are certain types of letter openings that prove very effective in pulling the prospect into the rest of the copy. And we'll briefly look at the 10 most effective ways in which you can start a sales letter. Number one is to tell a story. Yes, stories have been used for ages to relate lessons, from bedtime stories to the greatest philosophers. We all love a good story. You see, a story creates empathy with the reader and helps to draw him into the sales pitch. This works best if the story identifies with the problem that the prospect is now experiencing, for which you have found the solution. Some of the most effective direct mail pieces use this technique. A second way to start an internet sales letter is to state the offer that you're making right up front. Now, if your product or service is well known to your audience and it doesn't need any special introduction, then you can just state the offer right away. This serves best if your offer is a very attractive one. In this case, the real appeal is in the offer itself. A common example is if you have a free offer or a deep discount on products your target audience is already interested in. Your entire sales letter can then be based on the offer and not on the product features or benefits. A third way of starting a letter is to use a startling quote or statistic. Now, this type of opening is really intended to get the reader to sit up and pay attention. And it should be newsy or have some kind of a shock value. It should raise a question in the prospect mind and build some curiosity in the reader in order to read the rest of the letter. A fourth way of starting an internet sales letter is to make an announcement. Yes, this will work best if you have a new product that you are introducing to the market. This should sound like a press release. In other words, there should be a little hype and more factual type statements emphasizing what's new about this product. The fifth thing you can do is fifth way you can do is by asking a question. Now, questions are very effective in pulling the reader into your sales letter. This is especially true when the answers to the questions are very important to the reader. These questions also force the prospect to think and to get involved with your copy. The questions remain unresolved until you answer them in the copy. Questions also make the letter sound conversational and more personal. So you can, more personal. Now, a sixth way you can do that is to write to the reader as a colleague. Now, if your target audience consists of a narrow special interest group, then you can address the reader as such. You may address the reader as a business owner or their webmaster. Right away, this qualifies the prospect and saves them having to read further to know if the letter is of interest to them. It also serves another purpose, which is to make the reader feel as part of a special group, a type of flattery. Number 7 is to offer a free report. This will work best with higher ticket items. In this case, you want the prospect to send for the special report that will further sell them on your product or service. The report must not be pitched as a sales letter, but as providing genuine information that the reader can really benefit from. An eighth way is to pinpoint the reader's problem right up front. Now, most products or services provide a solution to a problem. You can therefore start the letter by stating the problem that your product solves. This will immediately qualify the reader and provide a logical transition for the letter in explaining how the product solves the problem in the next section. A ninth way is to state your strongest benefits up front. Now, if your strongest benefit has a real striking appeal to your prospect, then you may start by stating this benefit up front. This benefit must reach out to the reader's self-interest and go beyond just addressing a feature of your product. Copywriters commonly refer to this as selling the sizzle and not the steak. Just think about it. If your strongest value you are offering the reader doesn't capture his interest, then the others will fail also. Finally, number 10, offer some secret or privileged information that the reader doesn't have before. So you can make an offer that is not open to the general public, but only to a select few. This will work well with your present customer base who may receive this announcement ahead of other people. The point here is that the reader feels special because they are getting the inside deal. This will also work well with any select group of people, such as new subscribers, repeat buyers, or any group you can cater to event. Now, this list, of course, is not exhaustive, but it shows those techniques that I find most effective as I create sales copy for my online clients. If you fail to grab the reader's attention in those precious few opening seconds, then the entire battle is lost. The majority of online readers, they simply scan before they choose to read the entire letter. So if the start of the letter doesn't capture the reader's attention, then they are lost for good. Now, sometimes the conversion rate for a website can be drastically increased by just changing the opening paragraph for the copy. Use any one of these 10 techniques to boost your online sales.